Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Beyond Second Cognition. I'm Beall. The title of this discussion, or the topic of this discussion, is When Reality Sets In. We have all lived human life so long we don't know anything different than the world that surrounds us. We're caught in a trap that we don't even know is a trap. When you start working with your inner PSOYCA consciousness and it starts flexing your muscles, it's going to put you to work. Some of you are already feeling this internal push that you have to hurry up to get this stuff under your belt, that you're behind in this process. I'm here to tell you that what you're feeling with that inner push right now is not going to go away when you think you're up to speed, because about the time you feel you're up to speed, there's going to be something else to do. And you're going to get pushes periodically that are going to make you want to do other things. I'm going to use myself as an example. Gemma's video on the excitement of discovery, kind of covered her bases about the fatigue she feels. Made people possibly think that I'm some kind of machine, cranking out stuff that she can't keep up with. But you look at what we've produced in books, particularly myself, I've cranked them out. You look at what we've done with these videos since we started producing them last June, almost 160 videos or more in less than a year. This is the inner PSOYCA push. Some of you folks are on this planet to do specific tasks, alter this reality and help it shape into something better than what it is. We're doing our part, and in time you're going to be doing your part. And you're going to have that PSOYCA push too. We're just normal folks. We got lives just like you guys got. I got things I need to be doing here in the house and outside the house, and while PSOYCA's pushing me, that stuff's remaining undone, so my to-do list keeps building. But when you start doing the PSOYCA work, earthly responsibilities in many respects go by the wayside. You follow the push, you do what you're supposed to do, and that's what the crew does. It won't push you beyond your body's sustainability, but it can push you pretty hard, and it can wear you out. So I figured I'd put this video out to let you guys know that this push that you're feeling, that's kind of how life gets once you start doing crew work. And I'll be perfectly honest, there's nothing I enjoy doing more than crew work. I'd love to be able to do it full time without any human responsibilities other than feeding myself and shaving and showering and stuff like that. And trust me, a lot of my time is already eaten up doing that. A goodly percentage of my days and my hours, my weeks and months and years are filled up with crew type responsibilities. And this is what being personally responsible is all about. This is the impeccability required to do crew work. You don't fuck it off just because, oh, I don't feel like it. When you got the push and you're doing crew work, you do the crew work. Period. End of story. No argument. And one thing I'll tell you about pushes, if you ignore them, the longer you ignore them, the more amplified they become, until it becomes almost a scream. And I don't know if any of you have experienced that escalating sense of the push or not, but if you haven't, and you have things you're supposed to be doing and you're not doing it, you're going to feel that magnified push. That's a promise. So when you've got your PSOYCA consciousness behind you and you're working on crew work, it's going to give you the indicators of what you need to be doing. Just like she said in that excitement video. I don't sit around dreaming up ideas to write books. I don't do that shit just to occupy my fucking time. Most of those books get written in a very short period of time. Some of them I've written as short as in 6 days, and some of them 2 or 3 weeks, and sometimes a couple of months. But when they get ready to be hatched, the PSOYCA push comes on, and I'm sitting there at the keyboard hammering them out. And I can produce them pretty fast. And this is what happens when you can set your human complaining and your human fatigue and your human belly aching aside and let your PSOYCA work, and you'll be amazed at what you can accomplish in many, many areas. You think, well, I'm just one person. I did a whole lot last year. I paved my entire backyard, watched a couple, 3 videos on YouTube, found out how to do it, worked my ass off, for half the summer, getting it all done all by myself. I didn't have any help. Had to do it by myself. We can do many things, and even though you look around and you see your earthly responsibilities piling up while you're doing crew work, when you back off, you'll be able to handle those earthly responsibilities. You'll be able to knock them down just as fast as you knock crew work down. It's all about mindset, folks. Yes, we get fatigued. Some of you are, if you haven't started it yet, you're going to start getting the put downs. You're going to spend a lot of time in bed getting your bodies and forms upgraded to handle the energies, to handle the expansion of your PSOYCA sentience as you clear the residual programs of the virus out. And I can tell you what does occur when you move those virus habits out of the way. Your processing in your mind speeds up. Thinking isn't there like humans think, as I presented in Thinking Like a Human video. You don't have that rattle in your head, or that constant fucking chatter to eat up space in your mind. And when that stops, when that inner dialogue stops, your mind becomes a processor, and thinking becomes a secondary process. You use thinking for pondering, other than for an immediate task that requires your thinking attention. Other than that, the brain becomes a super processor. You move information through it faster than you can imagine. You get information, and then you use thinking as a pondering process to say, okay, what does this information mean? And you wait for it to bleed through, and then you're going to get your objective. And this is what happens with these books. When I write these books, I don't think about them. When I do these videos, I don't think about them. I get the idea, get the push, sit down, and just let it come out. And this is how PSOYCA sentience works. And it's going to work for you the same way. Once you get past the inner dialogue and the thinking and the human habits and all this other kind of stuff, you're going to be amazed at how you improve, what the upgrade to your body and mind is going to provide you. And I'm not saying this to, disparage anyone, because I had to work for it. It took me a lot of years to get this done. But there is a payoff, and the payoff is expedited thinking, deeper pondering, faster processing. And if you get out of the way of your PSOYCA sentience, you can do monumental feats that to a human would seem impossible. People have already commented on how fast I write my books. You're a writing machine. Well, no, I just get out of the way and let my PSOYCA do the fucking work. And when you learn how to do that, you're going to do the same fucking thing in whatever task it is you choose to, follow according to your PSOYCA's own pushes and directions. But people say, well, what am I working for? What am I going to get out of it? This is it. But you're going to have to pay some along the way. You're going to have to get lots of sleep. You're going to get fatigued sometimes. Sometimes you're going to get real amped up and energetic and have to do 100 things at once. But there's nothing that this upgrade process provides that threatens the body for the most part. Yeah, you're going to get tired. Some days you may get achy. But it's not going to push you to your limits of killing you. But if you want something to look forward to, if you can think about your brain processing and understanding and perceiving faster, seeing through things through nuance and stuff like that, that's what you're working towards. That's going to be your payoff, rather than this constant jabbering in your head from the old ego virus. What-ifing and farting around in your head and making excuses and not doing and never getting around to doing things. If this is a kind of life that you feel that you can sustain, then stay the course and don't give up on yourselves.